So your wife doesn't mind you coming up on Thursday nights late and Wednesdays? Yeah. Double tiger claw. Palm strike. Remember, when you bring those butterflies around, don't stab, otherwise you poke yourself in the arm. Remember it, Tom? This form? You remember it? Most, sort of? Yeah. Yeah, keep going. Oh. So from the punch, we can use the mirror, you can see better. So here, you punch, yeah, you can come over. Punch, right? Fold the elbow, hook. So when you hook, lift the elbow, turn, 1, 2, turn, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Poke. So leave it out so that then you can pull it back when you turn, right? So you're gonna kick, hook, poke, horse stance, Phoenix eye, step back, Phoenix, cross, turn, punch over the head, turn, stomp, cross, step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. So this hand out here is out like this, the back hand. Then you're gonna fold this elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step up. 1, 2, 3. Punch. 1, 2, 3. 1. Punch. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Cover. Big. Cover. Black tiger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Push. 1, 2, 3. Push. 1. Kick. Good. Yeah, we haven't done that in class that too often lately. Yeah. So really, you have to work toward your, the alignment of the body, because in the fist forms, you have to define those directions too. So once you define the direction, it should be second nature. It should be already there, right? So, yeah. So, these are swords. The effectiveness of the edge cutting has to do with slicing. An axe is different. It's kind of like penetrating. But this is slicing, blocking. This is block, slice, slice, slice. Hook, here. Now when we're here, you turn. You see? So while we get the sequence, we have to develop the imagery. So if you're here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So while we go 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go here, 1, pick, cover, 1. Now this goes like this, right? 2. Otherwise you'll poke yourself. Yeah, it can be here like this, but when you pull back, do that. Otherwise, you have to keep your elbow out. 1, 2. Then pick. Pick has to be supported by your forearm. But you have to turn your waist. So pick is no different from when you don't have anything in your hand. It's still the same pick. So you just have to set it here and turn your body. When you cross, you're here. And then you spin and flip the swords. So when you flip the swords, when you drop the sword, usually it's when the hook is, when you're spinning it here. So get the hook here and then drop your elbows, and then you'll be able to do that. So you don't want, see what I mean? When you hook when it's here, you'll have trouble. Wait till you're here and then flip it this way. And then you're here. This 1. So here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Don't need a whole lot of wobbling. Don't go from side to side. Go from front to back. And then go. Right? No, it's a toe kick. But you have to time it so you hear 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is here. So after the kick, you have to slice. Then you slice. Well, slice and then it comes here. So you have to have, because when you're turning, you're exposed here, so you have to cut. Then you cut. Yeah. So anytime you do double swords, the secondary hand has to cut out. You have to do it like that. You have to cut. So those are just some things to focus on. Just those few things. But the timing, you're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I should be here. Park. Park. Now we're going to open. Kick. And then here. Yeah. Right. So now when you're here, you're like this. Step, step, chop to the knee, right? To the legs, and then open. Then you turn. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So you can, so just practice those few things just for alignment. Don't do the form. Yeah, because the imagery is something that most people struggle with because they don't really know what it should look like. Because you don't see it often enough because, I don't do it that much, and we don't pay attention to it. But just to highlight it, if you're doing any form, once you know the sequence, extract the posture, go back to the fundamentals. That's a fundamental, right? So pose in the position. This is a fundamental. Yeah, the Qigong has pictures on the other side. Look at his framework; it's the same. Have you seen it? Yeah, that's what you strive for. His positions, exactly what you should be mimicking. Yeah. Yeah. So some people try to think it's like this, but actually, if your swords are long, you can't keep them on the same plane. One is actually higher than the other, or inside, and then So if you align them completely, then your arm's going to be out of it. If you want your elbows down, one has to be inside, one has to be out. So it's more this side. Yeah. So I would say maybe have the front hand closer to you, because if you go like this, then you see this side will go out, right? So have your front hand on the inside, the front hand, because we learn the elbow here. We don't learn it out there. So the closer hand on the inside is more natural for your position. Yeah. When we go across this way, you notice this, okay, this and this. The difference is I turn my body, but the framework is saying, if I go like this, right, then this hand can be on the outside, because I lead with this one, and I follow up with this one. I lead with this one, I follow up with this one. So you just look at your position, see how it feels. It should feel much more comfortable. So because this is straight, it's not there, it's turned, but you're not really turning the body that much. The position is there. Because I'm in this corner, then I can go to this corner, because I'm like this. One. Then when I step to this corner, it's going to take me in that line. See? So the first one is 1, 2, 3. So it's like a Z. They call it a Jidu Ying, and I imagine the Ji. We'll have to ask Sunny, because like a Jidu, it's like that, right? A Jidu, right? Jidu, right? They call it a Jidu Ying. In Fuhak, the 10 tigers are called Maidu Ying. Looks like the character for rice. Character rice is like that. So they just use that to show you the direction of your movement. So you have to follow that. So when I say Jidu Ying, then it has the 40. Means it's the stroke is like that. Right? So you go like that, then your hand is going to go like that. 1, 2, 3. So you follow that pattern. It's just, characters are patterns. You follow the pattern. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, so take it easy. Let's do it again. Take your time. Take your time. Just take your time. Right. Yeah. So here, this is open, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So cut through your center. Always cut through your center. When you punch, turn to the corner, bring it back to the side, and then you do your next move. Yeah. 1, 2. So even the cut, right? Just relax. You don't have to put a lot into this. Put a lot into your sink. Put a lot into your lift. Or, 1. Pick. Kick. So that's actually in the front, but it's a blade kick. You're kicking like this. Just low here. And then you're going to turn. Yeah. Yeah, it's in the front. Yeah. And then you turn. And then you go, yeah, to the side, right? So that's just like, yeah, just like Loga, to the sides. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the same with those two chops, right? Think of your horse, and then you're leaning. Horse and leaning. In fact, all our movements like that. In Zhenjiang, you cover and you push. You cover and you push. So when you have these blades, you're doing the same thing. You cover and you chop. Cover and you chop. Cover and you chop. Now, this here again, maybe you don't have to line it, because then you can poke yourself too. You block and you chop. You block and you chop. You don't have to chop over. You see this look? So just chop. Because you have this alternative. You block, you can just chop. Oh. You can just chop. Yeah. Yeah, but for line, for position, you want to here, chop. 1, chop. So you see the swords are parallel. You're not much wider than shoulder, and it keeps your structure good. Yeah, right. Then you go next one. Yeah. Okay, keep going. Yeah. 1, 2, 2. This one's vertical. This one's horizontal. Right. Yeah. 3. So when you chop, chop. Hey, this one's, yeah. So you're here, right? 1, 2. Oh, they don't have to touch, but I'm just, yeah. So when you're here, 1, right? 2, 3. Yeah. So it's like this. 1. So vertical. 1, 2. You're turning. See, yeah, because no, turn first. Turn. If you bring the shoulder here, you're already in a position to chop. And then the hand comes to here, and then you're here. 1, and the opposite side. So we have that on the other side too later on when you turn. So if you practice this, right? 1, 1, 1. Right, so the hand goes like this. 1, 2. So it gives you you have something to time. Yeah. So this and this. That's your one position, that's your other position. To get to this position or this position, you go through this. Go through that. So everything with controlling is our skeletal structure for the direction of your movement. So when you're here, yeah. So you're here, it's not really there. It's here. Yeah. Every one of those high blocks is really to the corner. Yeah. A little bit to the corner, right? Yeah. It's because you're slicing. Yeah. These are lift. Yeah. These are this one is like this one. Because, when you think of a form, they have some consistency. If that movement had a name, that would be probably the same name. But the thing is, I don't know the names of those, but if you had a name, that would be the same. It goes to that corner. Yeah. So, there's a few things. It's really timing and structure. So when this hand goes like this, you hear. You know, actually all those movements, whether it's like this, or like this, or like this, really becomes a control factor. And your flower becomes something, yeah. Yeah, so don't do the flowers with just your wrists. You have to use the whole arm to get, yeah, get the whole arm involved. You can do both sides as more balance, because you're chopping on this side. You want to chop on this side, so that's because this is this type of. But some people just do it like this because it's easier. But if you're using it, if you block like this, you chop, you block, you chop, you block, you chop. You see what I mean? So with this, because it's short, you be careful. Yeah, you're like this. When I chop like this hand is in here, right? If I want to switch to here, then I chop. This one's going to go there. So it gives you that option. Double swords is hard to do both sides. The top one you can. The bottom one stays on one side because you have to switch. See, this uppercut is a overhand you can flip. So you can do both sides. When you do uppercut, most people do right side uppercut. If you do the left side uppercut, then it's you're on this side. So it's really a little bit, you have to come. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then undercut. It's when you do the other butterfly. So the things are long, but it's still undercut. And then you're here. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, once you have the sequence, then you just work on the basic individual posture type movements, just to get it so that it looks like then, for whether it's performance, you know, you have your position, Yeah. 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 And then you cover up. Then you have to. Then you go, yeah. And then when you do these cuts, you know, a lot of people like to, or at least they do this. That's actually, you lose your strength. Actually, when you cut up, you should have your wrists more, you should have a little bend in the wrist here, like this. Don't do that. Yeah. A lot of times you do this, the broadsword, people are like this, and they're cutting like this. You should, your wrist controls that. So it will go like this, but it doesn't go to this. Because then that becomes excessive. You think of your wrist as neutral. And then this becomes like down or up. This becomes opposite, and that becomes opposite. So you start here, and you start to integrate. It should stop here before it gets to there. Because, yeah, so if you go to here, you've actually gone to an extreme, so your wrist should actually go the other way. It should stop there. Before, what's that? Yeah, just a little bit, because it's still supported by your palm. Once you go like this, it's supported by your front two fingers. You don't really have it in your hand. Oh yeah, it is? Okay. So I wasn't wrong. Well, trick question. Okay, I'll give you a tip. How about move your shoulder forward? Right? Right? You here. I have no strength here. Right? You move your shoulder forward a little, but at this part of the motion. Then at the end of it, when you sink, so anytime you sink your elbow, your shoulder should be forward. See? So when you go like this with the broadsword, reason why they do that, because this is not moving. The shoulders has to cup. Right? Yeah. Something's got to give, right? So either you reach like this, or you sink your elbow. Right. Yeah. So when you're here, right? You cut up, then get this one here cleared away, so you don't have a conflict in your sword. 1, 2. You see when you're separating, it's kind of not in a good position. Fix the hand, and then fix it, and then you have an easier time getting around. So John, you can't do this one, huh? Because it's just your right one, your left one. Do a one-sided one. You can do a one-sided one. Just, oh yeah. Do one empty hand on the other. Or do just the hand. Just go through the motions with the hand. Essentially, you're doing an empty hand form with slices. And that will give you the same perspective, but you would any of these that you can't do with that, just this still works, and this still works. So got to get still this body form. Movement is movement. Just that, the holding this could be strenuous or it could hurt you, so don't do it. See, figure when you're here, first thing you have to do is drop this sword. So you're here, first thing you have to drop this so you can cross here. Then the swords do that. It's just safer. You have to drop this. Because if you don't drop this and you leave it there, then you end up jamming up your own movements, and it becomes... And the reason why this is dangerous is because you got a hook here, and you leave it there, and then you're going to chop over that, and then, you're going to poke yourself. When I watch people do this, it's kind of get a little nervous. So many people have poked themselves like this, like this, like this, like that. So what I try to advise people to do is this. Then you can't poke yourself, because here goes this is the reason, because most people reach and you think it's like that. That happens in double swords too. So the further out the blade is to your body, the safer it's going to be. So if you're like this, you want to drop this, get it out of the way, chop. So it's out of the way to do the next movement, right? A lot of it is, you can experience this and find out yourself after you poke yourself a few times, but I take that risk out of the it's not like I never got hurt by these. I cut my lip. I had 3 stitches in my lip from this thing. No wonder I don't practice it. What happened was the hook got caught on my belt. You know the belt? It's like your pocket. It caught it, and it flipped up. It came up like that. What's that? Yeah, it wasn't with this form. It was the one that you go like this, and it was, I forgot. It was wasn't here. It was one of these, and it got caught on the thing, and it went boom. Yeah. So yeah, we had the movement like this. But you learn from those, you know this. So it's just reaching out. This sword form I learned in 1972. Never practiced it again since. No. Huh? You're 11? Oh. Yeah, I learned it then because that was the first weapon I learned because I had up here. So the Gong had taught me that because he said, oh, you have a pill. I'm going to teach you this sword. So yeah, try it again. Go through. Did we ever make it to the end? Not really. Okay. Okay, go. You can actually put this over when you do this. Yeah. This can be here.
Oh, yeah.
Because come, lift, turn.
I know you say don't lift.
Yeah. So here, right? This, bring the shoulder forward. Yeah.
So this actually touch.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not pressing. It's just in a position. So you just release this side. Just release, fold it a little. So it's much relaxed. Right. Once you lift it, this comes forward a little, and that will go up. See. Yeah. A little higher, Lawrence. The blades. Yeah. Yeah. Relax low. Sit back. Yeah. So it can be higher because you should be out here. Your shoulders are too far back. This is too far back. You're here.
Should be there.
Yeah. That's all you need. It's like a crane. You don't crane like this, right? You don't go. You're like this, because when you're here, not here. So it's basically the same thing. You spread the wings and boom, right? Or you spread, boom, like in Tai Chi we just heel kick. This is. Then the blades, because you have blades, you just open it up a little and flex your wrist like this, and you're like this. Because you deflect, and you chop, or you deflect. So those are basically the same too. Yeah. One of the lines the Seong used to say is, you can't cheat the eye. Yeah, Stephen came yesterday, so he took a day off today. They got Gates Foundation meetings, that's why.
Oh, he's still with them?
No, but he goes to their Zoom things. I guess just probably keeping the loop. Yeah.
And they're doing it good. It's like they're doing it good, right?
Yeah.